That is a big boot.
Yes, the moon boots are great.
I shouldn't have worn such baggy jeans.
From blood transfusions to sitting in an infrared sauna, biohacking is everywhere right now. And it's not just the rich tech bros doing it. But can trying to hack your body go too far? Amid all the headlines about rich people doing weird stuff to try and live longer, there are some serious questions about the effectiveness and safety of some kinds of biohacking. I've come to meet a biohacker to find out more.
Alrighty, gonna take us on a little tour?
Absolutely.
Michael runs a wellness centre in Sydney's inner west.
This is kind of our pride and joy. This is the hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Most people would know it as a red light bed. It has red light, near infrared, but it also has green light, which almost no one else uses.
What's the green light for?
Green light's pretty cool. Look, I'm not completely deep in the weeds with it. This is the infrared saunas. A traditional sauna is more like you're cooking a steak, and this one's more like you're cooking a brisket.
Right, okay. So which of these would you use regularly?
All of them.
All of them, okay.
As well as using the various devices in his clinic, Michael also takes supplements, a biohacking staple.
They're a mixture of different compounds and peptides, and they all help with different things. I just don't really want to have like 50 million pills a day. I don't like the approach that most biohackers have, which is like, oh, this is good, I'm just going to add it to my collection and just do 100 pills a day.
Is that something you can buy like at a chemist in Australia, or are you ordering them online?
I'll either buy, a lot of these things I'll buy either online or I'll go overseas and pick them up while I'm overseas.
I see.
You know, and then if I'm ever hungry and in a pinch and I don't want to eat crappy food, whole sardines. And the other superfood is oysters.
Right, okay, so oysters are the ultimate biohack.
Michael says there are parts of biohacking that he agrees with, but also parts that he doesn't.
So the side I agree with is health optimization. You know, trying to strive to just be healthier and happier. That's what I like to do. So there's people who do body modifications. That one I think is drawing the line.
Biohacking is controversial, and it's also really broad. It can look like anything from red light therapy and intermittent fasting to injecting unregulated peptides or putting an opal chip in your hand.
When people come to my clinic and say, I'm taking this list of vitamins and, you know, what do you think about that? And most of them expect me to say, well, that's all garbage, stop. But I actually don't. I say, look, I don't think there's any data to support the use of those vitamins. I can't actually say that I know that they're benefiting you. But, you know, if you bought them in a reputable pharmacy, and we know the quality of and the purity of what you're taking, and it's nothing that we know is harmful, then I'm fine with it. When they're taking things where we don't know what the contents are that they might have got over the internet, that really does concern me. I think you run the risk of actually harming yourself rather than helping yourself.
Jason says a lot of biohacking really comes down to what we have data on.
So I think that, you know, there are some really good biohacking trends for things that we do have robust data, particularly around sleep. Beyond that, you start looking at red light therapy, nootropics, and, you know, it goes on to, you know, infusions, anti-aging protocols, all sorts of things where there's just less and less, you know, oftentimes no data to support them.
The TGA told us some products marketed for biohacking may not have been assessed for safety, quality, or effectiveness.
And do you research everything that you try?
I try to get at least a certain level of understanding before I do anything.
When you're looking at the current biohacking trends, are there any lines that you personally wouldn't cross?
Yeah, urine therapy. Yeah, I'm not going to drink my own piss. I'm not going to bathe in it either. That's probably the one I'm definitely not crossing.
Is the reason you wouldn't do that is because you think it's a bit gross, or because you don't see the benefit?
Our body is excreting things, right? It's excreting it for a reason. But as it comes out, like, I don't think it's supposed to come straight back in.
Do you ever worry that the idea that you could hack your body could potentially give someone false hope?
Look, hope is not in and of itself a bad thing. False hope is. And when people do things in a predatory way, that's not cool.
Do you think that it's common for people to be predatory in this kind of world?
I mean, is it just in the health and wellness space? No, like it's everywhere. With every industry, there's always going to be people who are predatory.
Why do you think people are becoming more interested in biohacking?
I think it reflects that people are interested in a broader shift from disease-focused healthcare towards prevention. But I think people need to be cautious about what they do, really look to those proven therapies above all else to embrace as the first things they should do before they get to experimenting on their bodies.
For me, it's more just health optimization. So trying to live a happier, healthier life, that's what I see. What other people see it as, probably crazy people putting everything, injecting everything, putting things up their butt. That's not how I see it.